Hello everybody, it's season 35. Red Dragon Archfiend got some completely unhinged and insane replays that I'll be showing you. Not exactly sure when this video will be going up, but should be early of, well, the next season either way. Opponent selected going second. That giveaway that it's a Tenpai player. Now, we do have a pretty amazing hand because we have the bestial Gigaline in hand. There is a bit of an inferior one. I showcased the Gigalines in the previous video with like Centur-Ion Field Spell and Crimson Resonator, and especially pops off when you have Vision Resonator. But this is the better one, gets you the better end board. And Gigalines are just safe to play. Should not have added here in case they had an imperm or something for the Crimson Resonator. They do have Nibiru, which under normal circumstances you've used your normal summon to get access to Crimson Resonator. Gigalines are just built different. They don't really care. Like, I just go like this, because I had the Scarlight Red, I added back the Chain Resonator, and then I essentially full combo anyways. Like normal full card, one card combo ends on Scarlight, Auxilla, Abyss, and then the Centurions in the back row. But we have a bit of an alternative here due to a bit of RNG, and also, of course, the fact that I was Nibiru'd here. Fun fact, you can make Auxilla with a Nibiru token. You can either level it down with Bone Archfiend, or you can use a level 1 Resonator like I did here, and that accesses your Centurion engine to allow you to get either Supernova or Blazer, whichever is better for your current matchup. Or, honestly, if you don't know which is better, just take Supernova, because we love Supernova Dragon. That's why we play this archetype, right? Right? Either way, it was a bit of a gamble to actually join to the Rebellion that gave me another Bestial. We summoned back the... Like, I'd rather have that than the Scarlet, because Bestial Dissipator can pop a monster and then we get Scarlet back anyways. And there was a bit of a thing I could have done. I could have put down red screen and then give up on Supernova, but honestly, we just have everything we need. We don't need to worry about the red screen, even though we know it's Tenpai. And, you know, added it more as a, like, FU to the opponent, hoping they would just scoop because they know they had lost, but they have red reboot, so obviously they wouldn't even if we had it. And they negate all my monsters. Now, I think they need exactly an impermanence in their hand, or they lose here, because they've used their normal summon, and like they have to go battle phase to do anything, and if they declare an attack, Red Supernova clears the field and then they're done for. Guys, you better strap in, this game is about to get wild. You'll see why in just a bit, because he's gonna resolve Max C. Oh, but you have Ash Blossom. Yeah, but he has 3 face downs, which means called by a cross out, or both. Let's see what he got. So, I'm deliberately playing around Called By here, and luckily I have the Crimson Resonator, so he can't Call By that, otherwise that would be the best target. Deliberately baiting it out with the Vision Resonator here, if at all possible, was my play. He obviously takes the bait. I already have the Crimson Gaia, so I don't actually care. Best timing to draw the Nibiru, or maybe he just had it all along and it was the 5th summon, you know, that could also definitely happen, and probably did happen. If he had delayed it one more time, I would summon Dissipator and I would have some protection for it, but he had it at the exact perfect time in his deck. He's playing Matchmech, by the way, not that it will really matter, and you'll see why in just a bit. However, I'm doing my best for going as much damage and setting up a board as I can. I've already committed too far, so I couldn't just pass turn. Like, I already summoned too much by the time he Nibiru'd, honestly, that he low TK me if I just pass almost with any deck, and obviously it's Matchmech, so it would definitely happen. Best case here, we can set up a Supernova and just be ready for his game, or do plan B, which is the one I'm tunneling for. Honestly, here I'm doing a bit of a misplay. If I do Dissipator, I should shuffle my own bag in so it pops, so it can't summon and resolve. Because if you negate it, I just wasted my negate and he can do it on the next thing, stopping my play anyways. However, I have a Soul Resonator, so if I just let it resolve, I can protect my monster and then still do my play exactly as I want, because instead of needing to summon the Rule Loop to pop him for lethal with Scarlight, he summoned a monster for me that I can pop. Luckily for me, he pops the second one and destroys my Dissipator, which I'm completely fine with. And as a result, I just go for my game plan, which is 1, 2, 3 monsters with Auxilla, the Scar Red, and his own summoned monster, pop for lethal. Perfect play, didn't matter with the Maxi, didn't matter that he drew his entire deck, didn't matter with the double Cypher Gamma. He had already crossed out Ash, so he couldn't Ash any of my plays. Good game. This game will showcase how absolutely goated Scarlight Red Dragon Archfiend is. It's against Rescue Ace, not Snake Eyes. You might have thought so at first, but yeah, it's Rescue Eyes. That's the only draw I get from the Maxi, so Maxi is just net equal, won't really matter. Unsurprisingly, they actually just have 3 back rows of theirs in the hand, so they don't need to care that much. didn't need the boss monsters to set it. I figured this has a quick effect that could summon a dangerous monster like the one that flips face down from hand, so I better use it now, but obviously they just have emergency anyway, so they don't care. They get it anyways, and to some degree I'm happy that they do in this instance. They flip down the Crimson Resonator, but unfortunately they have, I think, emergency. I don't know if they used one before, but they have an emergency, so they can just rip my Crimson Resonator from my own graveyard when I'm trying to get it back right here. But otherwise this was a brilliant outplay. At least I still have the Centur-Ion. We're gonna summon the Goat. Yeah, Rescue just takes it. Want it back in my graveyard, and honestly I just want to do some major damage to him. So again, Scarlight just gonna be the play for me here. And then obviously I have the Centur-Ion stuff that I can make a good setup with. But the Centur-Ion stuff isn't actually gonna matter this game, and you'll see why when it's his turn. But I'm still obviously doing what I can here. At least it'll be 3000 damage. And at this stage, obviously, I'm like, yeah, I get Supernova. I've won the game. He has basically no resources. Obviously, he's gonna have access to some draw. This also resets the stats and allow me to destroy it, even though it, like this effect should protect it. He has Alert. He has back Airlifter. At this stage, I'm like, yeah, okay, easy peasy. Gonna summon Red Supernova Dragon. But there's one problem. Super Pulley. Also, one card in hand, 2 card in hand, 3 card in hand. Like, he's just gonna fill up his entire hand again. Gets rid of my Centurion Field Spell. Don't care about that actually, because I'm not, like, I only have those few Centurion cards and they're already kind of been played. Yeah, so that's another draw. Like, that's, he just filled up his hand with so many cards. And worse yet, he basically got rid of the Turbulence to summon a new Turbulence to dodge my Phalanx, and then he sits 3 face downs. Lots of it is major disruption, but our GOAT, Scarlight Red Dragon Archfiend, is here to the rescue. And without him, I don't think I could win here. Also, Maxi, not really the thing you want to draw here. I decided to instantly activate the effect because then it's lethal damage because of everything I've done so far. Contain obviously forced use there, and he also uses the emergency. Flips that one face down, I'm okay with that. He uses Extinguish, but because we have a Red Dragon Archfiend name on the field, I don't care. He gets rid of my Red Dragon Archfiend name, unfortunately, but like, even if he did it or if he didn't, he would have been toast here. Just get out my Dissipator, and with Dissipator, I can bring back Scarlight, pop the field, and lethal him. But also, I kind of want to flex on him, so I want to summon Red Supernova Dragon as well. So just go straight for the Red Supernova Dragon. Already here it would be enough to just finish him. I can go Red Dragon Archfiend, pop, like flip all face down and nuke him, or I can do this, which is more fun to me. We're going against Runick Stun. I could have Ash Blossomed that, but I think it's more safer against Runick to, yeah, he would just summon it anyways, right? So it's more safer against Runick to save it for the fountain, just get rid of the draw advantage. I have one for his turn, one for my turn, and he has Time Tag Morganite as well, so just really bad luck for me. Good for me though is that I didn't lose anything too crucial. The Vision Resonator sucks a bit, but it's fine. And I have an insane hand here. I think I normal summoned Boned Archfiend, and as a result to this, I needed to, like, I couldn't go into Red Rising Dragon because of the Ancient Organism. To be honest, maybe he should have because it's activate the effect, so if I had activated, yeah, he needed to activate it there, but it gave me a chance to pivot a bit around. And I still have Centur-Ion, which means that I can add this back to use it as discard, so I still have a Crimson Gaia in case, like, he pops it. I already lost, I think, 1 Crimson Gaia, so I need to be really careful with not running out of Crimson Gaia, or this game is just over. I also need the red zone, and I need a Red Dragon Archfiend name. I think we could have technically summoned Bone Archfiend, but we have it in graveyard, so there's no reason to add it or whatever. And you know, like, we have Flame Crime in the deck, might as well use them. This gives us a pretty good setup, except we can't really use anything, and the go-to line is literally pop this Super Ancient Organism or whatever with the Red Dragon Archfiend name. I can literally end on Red Dragon Archfiend without a problem, except Lava Golem. And then obviously he has a Runick card, and we out of Ash Blossoms here. I get back like, he literally needed to top deck a Runick card and the Lava Golem to have a chance here. Exact perfect thing. If he top decked 1 Runick card, I could probably play around it. He needed the Lava Golem, and yeah, he literally needed that. That's the only thing he needed. And then I can't attack with them, and they can't activate their effects. And I just need to hope for him to activate something so I can red zone pop the Ancient Organism. And other than that, I can slowly chip him down with these low-level monsters that are actually allowed to attack. But the Clockwork Knight is a bit annoying for that. It's really, really frustrating game to play. Here I'm like, yes, I finally got you. You actually used this. That means that you're just toast, right? You definitely don't have another Runick name in your hand, right? He has another Runick name in his hand, so he can just summon Hagen and protect it. So I'm still locked to his BS. And he just keeps banishing more and more cards. And then just full draw again. Luckily I have Soul Resonator, and that's the Sphere mode. So Lava Golem Sphere mode, this guy is top decking everything he needs. Exactly what he needs. 2 Runick spells into draw 3 into the Sphere mode, just to get what he wanted. But unfortunately for him, no matter what he really does here, he's toast. I can level down my Druid's Worm, which means now it's allowed to attack, and he sees that it's too much damage. But this was just a really frustrating game. We're against Branded, and yeah, they do have Alba-Lenatus. You'll know why that's important in a little bit, I guess. But I do have a sort of Centur-Ion Giga line where you need to send Vision to Graveyard with Bone. Instead, I get very greedy because I have a Bestial, and I want to see what I can do with that. And I misplay a bit. But let's just skip ahead and see what I end on. So at this stage, this is the kind of end board I have. Unfortunately, no red zone access, which would have been too nice. I'm popping my own Red Dragon Archfiend so I can get Scarlet back on the field. That way, when I make Supernova Dragon, I actually get Red Dragon Archfiend name to stay on the field, which I really wanted. And then Quiveld is a good insurance in some situations, I guess, if I can just have it for free on board. Also, I just wanted to flex with a full Dragon board because I could. So, got a bit greedy. Didn't get a Supernova out on the field instantly, but that's probably for the best because of what's about to happen. So they fusion deploy, and I'm like, it's easy, I'll just phalanx it. And they're like, nah, I've got Alba-Lenatus and my extra deck. Goodbye to your entire field. Luckily for me, I have the Magnum mod resolving to give me Baldrake. My play also here is literally that, okay, I have to banish that to play around the call by so I still get a Red Dragon Archfiend. Game plan, use this effect when he fusion summons to get rid of the Red Dragon Archfiend and then do the thing, but I have to literally react here or I'm not getting to react at all. So I have to Chaos Angel prematurely, I lose out on a disruption and I just get rid of that. But for the most part, Branded have a hard time getting rid of Chaos Angel, and I think they need something like Branded Banishment or something to deal with it. They go into Warlord Furious Dragon. Luckily, to be honest, I still have the Red Dragon Archfiend name on the field, so I can kind of protect the Crimson Gaia, which is pretty damn good. Like, what's he gonna do? A Synchro monsters are unaffected, he can't pop them with Furious. And honestly, he would have to pop Soul Resonator here, but then that gives me pop protection. Maybe here, I don't know, like, it's hard to say. I think he makes a Chimera for extra pop. But again, he can't pop my Synchro monsters, and those are the only ones I really care about here. Yeah, he gets rid of the Soul Resonator as predicted. And at this stage, I'm just trying to get them into banish so I can recycle them with Red Zone if it drags out. But also, Scarlight is the gold, and he's literally all I need. So I can just pop most of his field, which brings back a normal Red Dragon Archfiend that can get rid of his Guardian Chimera, and then I have lethal damage on the field easily. With just Bane and Chaos Angel, so there we go. Even though I was on the Maxi as well, which could have been threatening, we just win the game like that. Using my Ash Blossom so I have a safe passage with Maxi in case he had called by the grave. Unfortunately, I have Ash Blossom. At this stage, it's Chimera. We don't need to watch anything. They're actually doing something really cringe, but I'll just skip ahead. Beatrice sent Transaction Rollback, and now they're sending a very annoying card that prevents me from summoning, basically. Ghost Meets Girl, Masterful Marakashi, whatever, saga. They can threaten to use that at any moment, so I'm trying my best to play around it. My goal here is to either do a Chaos Angel setup or do an Auxilia. He has Impermanence as well. So not only did he have the Ash for my Maxi, he also had Impermanence and he had the setup for literally logging me out. In response to that, I do this because now with the field spell, I know that I can set up a Chaos Angel on his turn. I had to test just in case, you know. Didn't actually read the card for the protection of the damage or whatever. I thought I could finish him off somewhat, but instantly I realized, oh yeah, right, it's an illusion monster. I do my best to do some sort of setup here, and I make a Chaos Angel, and I decide to get rid of his back row here. I kind of just needed to make the Chaos Angel to make sure I'm safe, and I Was hoping to bait out a bad usage of their back row actually, but doesn't matter, they just played full anyways. At this stage I just wanted to bait that out so that, yeah, maybe I should have held it, I don't know. I just thought the Chaos Angel was gonna be invincible here, but you're gonna see what's happening. I believe they go for an SP Little Knight. No, actually they take my monster to get an SP Little Knight to get rid of the Crimson Gaia. And that is how they outed my Chaos Angel and basically locked me to a red screen. Luckily for me, I top-decked a goated Earthbound Prisoner right here, and I have Bone Archfiend in my graveyard, so the game is basically secure here. What I need to do though is I need to go Battlefield. Like, this is how we out SP Little Knight the best. You just summon the Bone Archfiend first, and then you slam into her. So can't do much with that. But yeah, this is just full combo, and I'll just skip a bit ahead. Get the stand-up Centur-Ion, and he scoops, yeah. In this game we're going second against Yubel, or more likely to be called Unchained in this specific game, because they didn't draw access to their Yubel engine from the get-go, and by the time they actually have anything related to it, they draw it off of Max C and it doesn't matter. So let's just, for the sake of it, be like, yeah, it's basically I'm fighting some Unchained situation here. This card is really annoying to get rid of. The best way to get rid of it is with Druid's Worm into Lubellion forcing it out, or like either way you do it, you force it out. They go into SP Little Knight. Maybe you can, for example, Void Apocalypse, get the Bone Archfiend summoned, and it can beat over the SP Little Knight and you can set full up. Unfortunately, in my situation here, he's already locked that down. And he just summons back the Unchained Soul that I obviously couldn't bait out in this sense. So I'm trying my best here to do plays here. Not gonna work out. He goes into SP Little Knight and banishes the Uvua loop. So I'm kind of locked out of plays here. And also he has just an effect Veiler. So it didn't matter. Just shows how strong this one Unchained monster into SP Little Knight is. Like, it's absurd actually. But we have ways to deal with it normally. But obviously I called by the grave. Drawing an absolutely god tier draw right here. Unfortunately for me, he's gonna have a way to deal with it, as you'll see very soon. There's the Ash Blossom, and it gets better. It gets better. He has Ghost Spell as well. And guess what? There's the SP Little Knight. So all my plays completely locked down. I wanted to bait out the SP Little Knight, but obviously he had the Ghost Spell for that. So I kind of wanted to lock him into a situation where he loses either way. At this stage, he's actually going for a very smart play, which just pops everything I have on the field, so I don't really have any resource gain per se. And yeah, I mean, this is the best I can do. And he just has an Ash Blossom anyways. So it's just Unchained with Hand Trap Turbo at this stage, essentially. This is a very funny draw I'm gonna have here. I'm gonna literally draw Ash Blossom. They have a Max C in hand, but I have to discard the Ash Blossom, so I have to play into the Max C. Which you don't like to see that, but honestly, I finally get to play. I actually needed the third Crimson Gaia. Normally you're not supposed to run 3 Crimson Gaias, you're supposed to run 3 Void Apocalypse. I like to run 3 Crimson Gaia and then 2 Void Apocalypse, but yeah, in this specific game, it actually paid off that I like playing the third Crimson Gaia. Otherwise, this would have been a free loss, even though, like, it should have been such an easy game. It's just they have so many hand traps. Very important to make this payer here because I know it's Yubel, so doesn't matter if they draw something else. I need to have something for their Yubel, and then I just go for the lethal damage, and he's done. It's my rank up game to Master 1. I won the coin flip, and this is my hand. Set red screen called by, hope Ash Blossom and Max C can carry me. Luckily for me, it's Tenpai. Against Tenpai, red screen activation matters so much. If you can delay it to when they're already locked in and unable to pop it, you're good. Obviously, if you have Auxilia, it doesn't really matter. The best case there is that they drop it and you can flip it up and then activate Abyss to cancel the droplet or whatever. I'm also trying not to completely shut them down as soon as possible because I want a Resonator Call and Void Apocalypse. It ends up being that they're trying to go into battle phase and I activate red screen. Because of that, they literally can't do anything. They're just locked into this. At this stage, I'm like, okay, I need to summon Red Supernova Dragon because if I try to declare the third attack, they'll summon both their monsters. So I need some sort of line that goes straight into Supernova Dragon but also pops their board, so I have 2 Red Dragon Archfiends on the field. That'll be more than enough to end them in 2 attacks. Now, there is a tiny problem. This guy actually knows how to play against Red Dragon Archfiend and know our biggest choke, and he's gonna take advantage of it right there. Crimson Resonator negated. This stage, I'm like, okay, I did get Uberloop in the graveyard, and I can still do some sort of play, but this is gonna be a bit of a janky line I'm doing here because I need to access my Centurions, and also I don't have enough synchro monsters to banish because of how I played around. Technically, I played around Imperm because it could have hit the Red Rising Dragon, but also I would have been worse off if I tried to get greedy with the amount of synchro monsters. Either way, my win condition is our GOAT, Scarlight Dragon. Actually such an insane card, if you use it properly. So, on the third attack declaration, he's gonna be summoning both his monsters. I can interrupt one of the summons, but at that stage I'm just like, yeah, I can just end, pop your field, don't need to worry about any other things, and just... there you go. Easy game. Decklists haven't actually changed since the last video. I'll still recommend cutting the Chain Resonator if you're not comfortable playing with it, but I'll just go over my decklist here, and if you're more interested in stuff, go to my other video, the previous one. Either way, we're playing 1 Curry Photon. Really insane to add that if you're max seed and you know it's Tenpai, or there are just some cases where you could draw into it with max seed just in time to save you. A Synchron Resonator, Chain Resonator, 3 max Cs, Crimson Resonator, 2 Vision Resonators, a Red Lotus King Flame Crime. I'm using 2 Ghost Ogre Snow Rabbit. You can technically replace these with other hand traps if you want. 3 Ash Blossoms, 2 Soul Resonators, and Uberloop, 3 Bone Archfiends, Chimera, Trudea, 3 Earthbound Prisoner Stone Sweeper, Bestial Magnamod, Bestial Saunier, Bestial Druisrium, Bestial Baldrake, 3 Lubellions, and a Foolish Burial here, 3 Resonator Calls, 3 Centurion Field Spell, they're called Stand-Up Centurion, 2 Void Apocalypse. You can opt for going for 3 of them instead of 3 Crimson Gaias. We have a Branded Regain, then we obviously have the 3 Crimson Gaias, 2 Called by the Grave, a Cross-Out Designator, 3 Emblemer Oath, a Wake Up Centurion, we have Rise to Full Height, also anti-Tenpai tech, the Graveyard Banish effect, you send it with Flame Crime. We have 3 Infinite Impermanence, we have Centurion Phalanx, we have Red Screen, probably one of our best cards in Archetype as well, by the way, for Tenpai. And then we have Red Zone right here, we have 2 Red Rising Dragons in the extra deck, we have a Yubel, we have 2 Red Dragon Archfiend, we have our GOAT Scarlight Red Dragon Archfiend, we have Scar Red Dragon Archfiend, we have Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss, we have Bane, we have Dissipator, we have a Chaos Angel. This is a flex spot, but really good to have in the deck if you have Bestials. Also, Bane is a flex spot as well. Some people opt to go Legacy up around the Flu or something. I don't know. Blazer Dragon, Supernova Dragon, Crimson Dragon, and Auxilla. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I'll see you again next time.